Welcome to Fabulous You Fridays. I'm Patty Stevens, your ageless lifestyle coach, helping you to create a lifestyle so you can live agelessly. And today we're going to talk about ditching the treadmill. But before we begin, grab your favorite beverage. And mine today is an organic coffee. It's Southern Pecan. And I'm not a big coffee drinker, and when I do, I prefer it to be organic. And usually don't go for the flavors, but this just kind of jumped off the shelf at me, so I thought I'd try it. So it's really good, especially in the cooler weather. Southern Pecan organic coffee. So when most people talk about doing cardio, they think it's the treadmill, the stair climber, the elliptical, and even with all the bells and whistles on them nowadays, it's still boring. And there's a lot of different ways you can actually do cardio without having to go to the gym and buying expensive special equipment. So we're going to talk about some of that today. But first of all, cardio. What is cardio? Well, cardio is just a short term for cardiovascular. And cardiovascular is a system in our body which consists of our heart and blood vessels. And so cardio is any exercise which gets the heart rate up, gets the heart moving, pumping. And for a healthy adult, it's recommended to do at least 20 minutes of cardio at least 2 to 3 times a week. So now if you're going to a gym for just 20 minutes, that puts a crimp in your schedule, and so a lot of people just avoid it. But you really need to do cardio because, like I say, the heart is a muscle and we need to exercise our muscles. So think about if you've been sitting in the car for a long time and you get out. When you get out, you're stiff, you're achy. And so that's the same thing that happens to your heart, since the heart, like I say, is a muscle. If you don't exercise it, it becomes the same way. It becomes stiff and achy. So why else would we need to do cardio? Well, cardio increases our bone density. It may help in weight loss. Of course, you have to adjust your diet to help with that also. It can help you to be less stressful, get better sleep, gives you more energy, and it helps to cut back on the risk of any heart disease and heart issues. So what are some ways you can do it? And running is another way. However, that has a bad impact on our knees. So I'm not a big proponent of running. You can walk fast, and just even walking at a brisk rate will increase your heart rate. So now almost any type of weather you can walk in. There's a time of day that you can get some walking in. You can also park your car at the end of the parking lot and walk in. So walking is probably one of the best ways to get your cardio exercise. Another way, and this is one that you probably all did when you were a kid, is hula hooping. And now you can hoop again. If you want, there's even a lot of classes that are offered for hooping. But the most fun thing is just to get a hoop and do it at home where nobody can laugh at you. If you get a weighted hoop, that's the best thing. And this is my hoop. It's purple and fluorescent green. And it's a weighted hoop, which I found on Etsy. And so when you're hooping, it's just that motion. It helps reduce your hips, your waist. And if you can get that hoop moving, not even doing anything fancy, do it for 10-15 minutes. You're going to really increase your heart rate. And the fun part about it is you're going to drop the hoop. I mean, let's face it. Most people can't keep hooping, but you can with practice. But in the beginning, you're going to be dropping that hoop. However, every time you drop the hoop, you have to bend down to pick it up. So you get more exercise that way too. So try it. I think you'll really enjoy it. Another way is dancing. Now, being a dance instructor, naturally, this is going to be one of my favorite ways. But there's so many different styles of dance. I mean, you don't have to do the formal ballet or anything like that. But there's salsa dancing, there's line dancing, and it's a great way to meet people or for you and your husband to have a night out and just go have some fun and dance. Another way is rebounding. Now, these are mini tramps, and a lot of them actually have a handle that you can hold onto. So the rebounding not only gets your heart rate going, but it helps with your bone density because of the impacting, and it helps with your lymph to keep the fluids flowing through your lymph glands, which is so important. So a rebounder, or if you do Pilates, jumping on the jump board is another way to get your cardio. And believe me, my clients all say, well, let's do a whole class of jump board. And after they've been on a jump board for about 5 or 10 minutes, they're like, okay, we'll go back now to the slow stuff and bring our heart rate down. So those are some, and they're fun ways to get that heart rate going. Another one is household activities. Now, I don't like to call them chores because that's a bad mindset. If it's a chore, you don't usually enjoy doing it. So if you look at cleaning your house as an activity, put some music on, dance around. Vacuuming burns up a lot of calories, and if you really get moving, it can get your heart rate up. So use all of your household activities. Do them at a brisk pace. Wash that floor, and think of it as an activity and an exercise for your body that you're doing. Not only good to have a nice clean home, but you're doing your body some good while you're doing it. So these are just some suggestions. If if you still like the treadmill, hey, go for it. That's great. But for those who don't, these are just some suggestions to maybe help you work some cardio in your daily activities and make it a little more fun. I do have a blog on my website with the same title, Ditch the Cardio, or Ditch the Treadmill, sorry. And it's at livebalancenaturally.com. You can read it there. You can connect with me there. You can connect with me on Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So until next time, remember, live your life and forget about your age. Peace.